welcome back to my channel. And in today's video I'm going to be talking about my first loss at my first open boxing tournament, and I'm also going to be talking about what my loss has taught me as a boxer. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I lost. I didn't come home with a gold medal. I only came home with a silver medal, a bruised ego, and some of the most important lessons I've ever learned in boxing. Essentially, my first open boxing tournament experience didn't go exactly as I planned in my head, but from that moment on, it made me realize that not everything will go to your imagination. Not everything will go accordingly to your imagination. This was my first open boxing tournament. I trained hard, prepared for weeks, stayed disciplined, and yet I still lost. Today, I want to talk about that loss, what it felt like, what it taught me, and why it's okay, more than okay, to lose. If you ever felt that you have trained enough, that you gave everything you had, and still came up short, then this video is for you. For those who have seen my last video of me breaking down what happened before and during my tournament, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But if not, then let me take you back to that moment. The final bell rings, and me and my opponent hugged each other out, respecting one another of our capabilities and skills. And right after that, we walked towards our respective corners. My coach helped me, took off my gloves, took off the tape, took off my mouthpiece, pouring water over my head just to cool me down, and patting me on the back saying that I did a good job to fight. But in my mind, I was like, I did such a good job. I felt I lost that round, that match. And so shortly after that, I walked towards the center of the ring. The ref grabbed both me and my opponent's hands and waited until the judges made their decision. And shortly after that, once the judges made a decision, they have declared that the blue corner, which is my opponent, had won the match. And so he raised his hand up and left my hand down on the ground. And at that second, it hit me. I officially lost my first ever boxing match. You try to run it all back in your head, every round and every exchange. Did I do enough? Should I have pushed more, moved more, or even stayed calm? In your mind, you're probably imagining yourself pushing to the utmost limits and just barely giving enough strength in order to give a fatal blow to your opponent so that you could win the match. But that's not the reality now, is it? It's just your imagination coping with your loss. After I stepped out of the ring, I immediately walked towards to my friends who have watched my fight and who have supported me all the way throughout the round. And I walked towards them and I sincerely apologized to them because I felt like I had disappointed them. I've crumbled their expectations. But even though my friends supported me throughout the way by saying like, yo, you did such a good job, I'm proud of you, you've literally passed your limit, I'm so proud of you for not giving up. But I still felt a part in me, like inside of me, that I could have done better. I could have pushed more. That's when I realized that I've learned something of valuable. All the bag work, pad work, sparring, it helps build you, it helps sharpen your skills. But nothing teaches you faster than being under the lights. How you respond to pressure, how your cardio holds up under adrenaline, whether your habits hold or fall apart. In that ring, there's no faking it. Your fundamentals get exposed, your mindset gets tested, you learn who you are when it matters the most. I did everything right in camp. I trained, I drilled, I recovered, but guess what? So did the other guy. He just had more in the tank that day. Boxing teaches me a few things. Boxing isn't just about perfection, it's about performance. I learned that the hard way. You can throw the cleanest jab on the heavy bag, you can shadow box with perfect form, you can dominate your sparring partners in the gym, but once that bell rings and the crowd's there, the lights are on, and the adrenaline pumping, all that perfection, it doesn't matter unless you can deliver it in the moment. Boxing is chaos, it's messy, you're tired, you're under pressure, your opponent's trying to break your rhythm, throw you off, expose you in that moment. What matters is not whether your technique is flawless, it's whether it works. Loss doesn't mean you failed. It means someone else executed better in that moment. That humbled me in the best way possible because now I'm not just chasing perfection. I'm chasing growth. I'm chasing to be better than last. Wins make you feel good, but losses help you build character. When I walked out of a ring, I had two options. Either feel sorry for myself or level up. You can have these two choices in your mind. And the first choice is either to reflect to yourself or to grow. Alright? So choose to reflect to yourself is basically reflecting the mistakes you've made in the ring and to improve it. And the second choice is to grow. You do not blame yourself, nor your opponent, nor the bad judges people say, but you want to grow. You want to improve better than last time. Then that two choices will help you make yourself a better fighter, right? It makes a fighter long term. If you're watching this and you have taken a loss, whether in boxing, in life, or anything in general, I want you to hear this. It's okay. I know it hurts, but it's a step forward. I know the feeling that you have, the feeling of hurt, this little pain feeling inside of you, right? The feeling, it's natural. It only helps you to become stronger than ever. It helps you to also learn from your mistakes so that you can move on in the future and become better, a better version of yourself. Everyone loses, right? The greats, even they lost, often painfully. But what makes them different from the rest of us is that they learn faster than everyone else because they don't shamefully hide away or deny of their loss, right? They study it. They reflect their mistakes. They analyze their flaws, and what they do is they improve on it. They reflect on it, improve on it, sharpen their skills, and yeah, that's what makes them the best of all time. The ring doesn't care about your ego, but it will reward you for being honest, for being consistent, and putting your heart into it. There was this one coach that I've trained with in Jakarta with my friend, right? And what he said was that if you have the heart, if you have the strength, if you have the mentality to basically continue this path of boxing, then you would become unstoppable. And that really, makes me rethink of my choices, right? Especially in boxing, because if you don't have the intentions, if you don't put in your heart, your mentality, then basically you're just walking yourself to fail. And so at that point on, I stick to those three things that my coach that I've trained with in Jakarta, I've stuck those three things that he had taught me, and I've implemented it in my boxing path. So yeah, I took my second place, I got my first official loss, and you know what? I'm proud of it, because now I know I belong in there. And I've tasted my first defeat, and I never want to feel that again. But if I do, I'll be ready for what it comes. So, if you ever felt loss in competition or just in life, then, drop a comment down below. Let's talk about it. Let's normalize failure, because real fighters lose and real fighters come back. Thank you guys for being a part of my journey of becoming world champion. And if you guys stuck around at the end of this video, then I really appreciate you guys for sticking into my videos. And also, don't forget to leave a comment down below on your loss, either in competitions or in life in general, so that we can talk about it, And in the next tournament, trust me, guys, I'm going to do better. I'm going to try to use all my strength, my capabilities in order to win the tournament. So, yeah, and that starts today.